Hi, my name is Kevin Leeman. I would like to talk to everybody and as many people as possible about some things that I'm dealing with. And, I really don't know who to talk to about this, but it's illegal what they're doing to me, and it's victimization, and it's a conspiracy, and it's cocaine dealers are hurting me. And anyways, one thing that I would like to talk about is something that happened to me. Um, I've been dealing with some cocaine dealers that have been poisoning me for a while, and this has been going on for 10 years now. And anyways, I went to the hospital because I was poisoned, and I told the nurse and the doctor, I've been getting poisoned. I made some drug dealers angry. I didn't do it on purpose, but well, you know. Sometimes these guys get angry with people, and so one thing that I'm dealing with is I went to the hospital, and I explained, I ate some bad food. I don't feel good. um, can you please help? And so anyways, at first it was okay. They took some blood, they took some urine, and the nurse was really nice, the first nurse that did this. And then there was a doctor, and she was pregnant. And she walks up to me, and I explained to her that I was poisoned, and she says, "Well, we're gonna go ahead and Baker Act you." And there was no explanation. There was no incident. There was nothing. And I said, "Well, I said you can't do that to me." I said, "Please don't do that to me. Why would you do that to me?" Well, instead of answering those questions, she turned around and walked away. And so they wheeled me into a locked area of the hospital, and immediately a heavy-set nurse walks in with a syringe and four security guards. Now, anytime they're trying to inject you with four security guards standing over you, it's a bad injection. And, I said, "You guys, this is some kind of misunderstanding. I don't want that injection. What is it?" And she says, "It's to calm you down." Well, I wasn't in need of being calmed down. I wasn't. I stayed calm the whole time. I stayed polite and I stayed respectful. And I said I don't want that injection. I said I want to call my Aunt Michelle. She works for Apple Computer. And the nurse says, "Nope, you're not calling anybody." And I said, I was just sitting there thinking, if these people want to do something like this to me, people are going to talk about it. So, I would like people to talk about this. This is worse, far worse than malpractice. I was physically assaulted by these people with a syringe. And, it's the closest thing to being raped that a boy can ever go through. Okay, there's four security guards standing over me, I said, "Well, I want to call the police," and she said, "No, you're not going to call the police." So, I sat there thinking, okay, do I physically stand up and say, "No, you're not going to put that in me"? And I just kept thinking, they're gonna act like they had a reason if I get physical with these security guards. So instead of letting them hold me down, to inject me, I chose to I said, "Fine." So she injected me with something, and the next morning I was sent to a place called PEMS. And PEMS is a place, it's a mental health facility. And I'm a flooring contractor, and I'm a Christian. And I've worked in a few thousand houses in the last 15 or 20 years. And I've met a lot of homeowners, a lot of business owners. I've met so many nice people over the years, and not one of them would ever say that Kevin is a little bit weird. No, no, I'm not, man. I'm very coherent. I'm very well read, and I speak well, and I don't say things that are weird or anything. But I'm dealing with some stuff that is weird. And so, anyways, they sent me to a place called PEMS, and PEMS, they have to Well, they can keep you for 72 hours, and then after that, they have to, if they want to keep you longer, they have to petition the state of Florida. So, and all I said to Pams was, look, I made some drug dealers angry, and I've been getting poisoned ever since. And St. Petersburg Police Department, they know the whole story, and so there was a hearing, and there was a medication judge, there was two psychiatrists, there was a state attorney, and there was my public defender. And my public defender, he told me, Kevin, don't say anything at all. And I said, what? I said, who's gonna say it if I don't say it? No, I don't want to. Why am I on trial for my mental? I have to. There was a court. How do you put somebody on trial because they said they were getting poisoned? I don't know. But so there was a medication hearing, and all I said was, rich drug dealers are having me poisoned. I made some people angry with a comment I made, and well, they decided. One of the doctors there, the psychiatrist, he called me delusional because I said I was getting poisoned, and he said that I have psychosis. Now, I don't have psychosis. I'm not psychotic or schizophrenic. I don't have any mental illness whatsoever. No, I'm victimized, and this is a cocaine conspiracy. Well, these psychiatrists use drugs. And the funny thing is so he decides to suggest that I be injected 3 more times and that I stay for 30 days. Now, that's false imprisonment, okay? And those injections, it's the same as assault. I felt like I got stabbed and raped at the same time. Now, let me tell you what this nurse says to me. I told this nurse, this isn't at the hospital. This is a different place. They put me in an ambulance and they took me to a mental health facility called PAMS. Now, before I got injected, I said to the nurse, I don't want that injection. I'm not mentally ill. I made some drug dealers angry. And she says, you don't have a choice. And if you don't let us do it, we're going to hold you down and do it anyways. Now, tell me, does that sound like a forceful rape? Because that's what rapists say to somebody. If you don't let them, they're going to hold you down and do it anyways. So they injected me 3 times with a few different things. And one of these things they put in my arms are mechanical balls. And these mechanical balls are in my bloodstream around my upper body, right where they injected me. And these mechanical balls, they get big and they get small. There's a computer that can make these things expand and contract in my arms. And I'm just wondering, how can Pinellas County, Florida do this to me when St. Petersburg Police Department knows the exact reason why these people are angry with me? Now, there's a possibility that I might have to go back to the hospital, and I'm just really concerned that they're gonna lock me up, and it's the same as abducting somebody. I felt like I was abducted, and I felt like I was raped. I was physically assaulted by these people with syringes, and one thing I've learned, if you're not crazy, but they're calling you crazy, they're going to make you crazy. And they can actually do this with beverages, you guys. And a lot of people are dealing with this. A lot of people are losing their mental stability with beverages that are being sold in America. So, and not only that, but they're just doing all kinds of stuff right now with food. And anyways, so I was kept against my will for 30 days and injected 3 more times. They made me drink something orally, and one of the other things that they did to me while I was there was they gave me computer science is a technology that's real big right now, and drug dealers have access to this sort of thing, and they've mass produced computer science torture, and they're putting this in people's food for a number of different reasons. And they're not doing it to bad people. They're doing it to rich people. They're doing it to people who are angry about certain injustices. And And they're doing it to just because people on drugs, sometimes they like to torture people. And I'll say it again: St. Petersburg Police Department is the only reason that these drug dealers are angry with me. So one of the other things they did to me is it's called a lumbotomy, a computer science lumbotomy. So I don't know if that was the injections or the medications that they were made me drink, but I sat in my bed and they turned it on, and all of a sudden I was paralyzed. I was paralyzed, but I was aware of what had just happened. And one thing I noticed is I noticed all the thoughts in my head. It felt like they were being sucked out of my head with a vacuum. All of a sudden, I realized I couldn't think, I couldn't speak, I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. And yeah, and they're laughing about this, calling it a lumbotomy. It's a computer science lumbotomy. They can turn it on and turn it off. And I'm just wondering how PEMS can do this. But one thing that I have to mention is 5 minutes after that hearing with the medication judge and the public defender and the state attorney and the two psychiatrists, these words were said to me. And she didn't say it in person, but I heard her voice say this. The medication judge, her voice says this: we spent 10 grand trying to score and we got ripped off, and it's your fault. That was said to me after this happened. So, some people, are curious about these things that happened to me. And I wasn't the only person that heard that comment. No, the state attorney heard the comment, you guys. But she might not admit it now because, she doesn't want to deal with negative, she just doesn't want to deal with this. But the cool thing though that I liked, the only person in that room who was looking at me with sympathy was the state attorney. Okay, the other people in the room, they were conspiring against me. Okay, and drugs was the influence. And they're gonna say that it was the WHO that said to do it, but you know at what point do you say that when people are on drugs, suddenly their position in life, it doesn't amount to nothing, you guys. You can be the authority, but when you're the authority, getting high on drugs all day and breaking all kinds of laws, and it seems like these laws only apply to certain people and not to others. But anyways, yeah, that was said to me. We spent 10 grand trying to score and we got ripped off. And so I'm just wondering, what am I supposed to do? I've been living with torture ever since somebody wore a wire on me. It's been 10 years and I'm still getting tortured. They've put so many different things inside of me. One thing that they like to do to people is they like to drug people and knock them out. And there's this little speaker that they can put in people's ears when you're knocked out. Uh, um, when my mistreatment started 10 years ago, and a bunch of famous people told me that that I made some drug dealers angry, and they were all sympathetic, and they were all um, they were all leaning towards, could you guys just leave Kevin alone? I didn't get myself into trouble over disrespect. There was no disrespect, but one thing they did to me, I was sleep deprived for 5 years with computer science torture and electronic devices that keep people awake. And so I went without sleep for a real long time, and it wasn't I wasn't on drugs or nothing like that. But well, I started drinking cough syrup just to help me sleep. And apparently I was sleeping really hard one night, and they put this little pebble in my ear, and I woke up to go pee, and I noticed there was something in my ear, and I took it out, and it looked like a little stone. it looked like a pebble, but it was too big. It was more like a rock, you know, the size of the ear canal. It was the same size as the hole in the ear. And I took it out, and it just looked like a rock to me. So, you know, I threw it in the garbage. Well, they did this again the next time that I drank cough syrup. And, you know, because I needed cough syrup to help me sleep. I couldn't sleep. I was staying up for 5-6 days every week. I was only sleeping 1 day a week. And so they did it again. And come to find out, I eventually realized after they did this again, well, that little pebble that they put in your ear, it dissolves and it turns into a liquid, and the liquid goes behind the eardrum, but it still transmits sound. It transmits sound. So now, you know, for the last 10 years, I have to deal with these people that are on drugs, and they want to talk to me. They talk to me all night long about filthy sex and cocaine. And I've never had a problem with cocaine. You know, when I was younger, I used meth, but I don't use drugs now. I haven't in years. And so I do stay awake late into the night, and these people that are on drugs, you know, they're constantly talking to me. And you know, I don't like talking about this because it makes it sound like I hear voices. No, I don't hear voices. And you know, the law enforcement knows what I'm dealing with. And you know, what do? Maybe I'm just giving them fuel for the fire to say, well, you know, Kevin's hearing voices, and Kevin thinks that people are poisoning him. No, you guys, I'm dealing with a cocaine conspiracy. And so anyways, I have this speaker in my ear, and you know, the military knows what I'm dealing with. This was their invention. You know, they invented this crap, and for some reason drug dealers are using this stuff. And so anyways, I want to know, how can PIMS and Morton Plant Mees attack me like that when I didn't do anything wrong? You know, and St. Petersburg Police Department is the ones that pissed these guys off. So anyways, you know, I really don't know what to say. You know, I need to talk about this. I don't know who to talk to, but I'm gonna end up in the hospital again over this. And you know, I don't want to get Baker acted. You know, I don't like talking about this stuff because I don't want people to say that I'm crazy. And I've met a few thousand people. You know, I've worked for a lot of nice guys. Nobody has anything bad to say about me, and everybody would say the same thing: Kevin isn't mentally ill. You know, so what do you do? What do you do when you're dealing with this type of conspiracy? I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to make another one. I want to thank everybody for hearing what I have to say. Thank you.